EA Sports College Football 25's toughest places to play. Now, back in 2005, when NCAA football first debuted this feature, my beloved Cornhuskers were in the top 10. More on them in a second. Quick rundown on the top 10. Texas A&M at number 1. Reward a cult of freaks that hasn't won anything since the 1930s, but nonetheless host a pretty cool college football atmosphere. Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia round out the top 5. These teams don't lose to anybody in general, so fine. Just as their mascot is featured on this, LSU should be number 1. Get Wisconsin out of the top 10. Camp Randall is cool. Jump around is a very cool tradition. I even went on my tiptoes for it. But those 11 a.m. games are sleepy. And they care more about hunting season than they do football season. Also, get Florida State out of there. One of the most popular memes of recent memory was this guy. Not a great look for Seminole fans. Some other notables in the top 25. Get Oregon in the top 10. Michigan outside of the top 15? I like it. I am impressed. It would have been very easy for them to put them in the top 10 because of recency bias. But to be honest, the big house ain't all that. Virginia Tech in the top 20. I'm sure the developers want to do something really cool with their entrance despite not having Enter Sandman. Fine. Thank you for not having Texas in the top 15. Iowa at 20? Sure. Michigan State at 22? Stop. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. Let's talk snubs. No Washington? Even Oklahoma State, where they bang the orange things? And yes, Nebraska. Surprise, surprise. Look, I get not having Nebraska here. When you have 2022 Georgia Southern on your resume, who am I to disagree? That's not to say some of these other teams haven't had mind-boggling losses at home to inferior teams, but I gotta worry about my own house first. Bottom line is, they just haven't been good enough. You know what it might be? Maybe we're just too nice. The noise is not a problem. 2010 Missouri, 2014 Miami, 2016 Oregon, 2021 Michigan. You might even recall Dylan Gabriel's story about coming to Memorial Stadium, looking at his wide receiver's eyes and seeing, whoa. Notice how none of those examples are from the 90s, by the way. Even though they didn't win all those games, I'm aware the place was loud. It was rocking. The fans brought it. And all for a team that's been on a pretty notable bowl drought, by the way. If there's one thing that you cannot blame any of those losses on, it's the atmosphere. Let's just say, hypothetically, Nebraska made it somewhere on this list. I'll admit, I'd be a little... But if you're a college football fan that knows ball and is worth your salt, you would not be mad about it. I think if you've been to a game or you watch a Nebraska home game on your television, you would be able to make the clear distinction between team success, or lack thereof, and the game day atmosphere, which has been created by the fan base. Or maybe you wouldn't be able to make that distinction, in which case, I cannot help you. Nobody can. We have a golden opportunity. September 7th at 6:30. Earn it back. Show everyone why Memorial Stadium deserves to be in the top 10 on this list. As always, beat Colorado, but beat UTEP first, and GBR.